We are live.
And we are live with Ultra Podcast Z. Ultra Podcast Z, episode 138. I kept putting 139 in all the notes because I don't know how to count, which is continuing a running joke that you don't know about. As always.
They most certainly know.
Well, I mean, I literally can't count. If you look at the numbering of UPZs in general, there's a lot of halves. There's even a couple .75s. We fuck with numbers a lot here. And me, Manuel, I fuck numbers sometimes. Have you looked at a number 5? That shit's fucking hot. Okay, I don't know why I said that.
What the? What? Anyways, just
Hi, everyone.
start already.
My name is Manuel. I'm the internet.
It's already a trash.
Yeah, I'm the internet's favorite piece of trash. My name's Manuel. I'm a trash panda, aka raccoon, aka underscore raccoon lover trash digger 5. You can find me on Twitter and everything under that username. And joining me as always is the rat queen herself. It's Nyaru.
Hi, I'm Nyaru, and I'm grinding in Toho Lost Word right now because the last part of the event is happening, and I want to get a whole bunch of coins so I can scout for Suika. Literally in 2 days, and I'm almost to my goal of 500 gems, which means I will get 10 chances to get Suika, and I probably won't get her. I'll be real with you. So that's why I'm also gonna spend time on Thursday, probably crying and playing the mainline game to, not be sad. But yeah, hi.
Hi. The other day I was watching a video. And you know that Michael Jordan meme was like, stop it, get help. You know that
Get
meme.
some help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that clip? Okay, this is a stupid part. Okay, everyone knows that clip is longer. Obviously, it didn't just start like that. But did you know the part before that is all you still have at least 3/4 of your life left. That's 3 lifetimes to you. And I'm like, why did it start like that? That's actually the way that whole little bit starts. And it got me really sad because
You do know that's like I'm surprised you're pointing this out because
is that
it's
part
a
of the
whole
meme?
ass McDonald's ad.
Oh, I didn't know this. I've never
What? No.
I've never seen the commercial in real life that I know of.
It's a McDonald's ad, actually. It's a sponsored ad by McDonald's, and at the end of it, he's like, you can go to McDonald's or something like that.
And get some Mac Nuggets and some
get some Mac Nuggets
with the BTS meal and the
sauce.
yeah the fucking hot onion or whatever the fuck it is. It's not hot onion. It's like radish.
The hot onion. Ew.
But no, I didn't know that the first part of that speech was talking about how there's at least 3/4 of your life left. Don't waste it, some shit like that. That's 3 lifetimes to you. And I kept thinking about this over the weekend because I saw this like on Friday, and I was so depressed because I was like, dude, this commercial came out probably, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, when I was like like in elementary school age, I assume, looking at it. It was like in the early 90s. And when I was a teenager, and that's the people they were going for, that was 3 lifetimes ago. I've basically doubled my teenage years now. So I'm like, does that mean I already wasted another lifetime?
Yes.
Yes. So I was so depressed. I'm not even joking. I had like a moment, and then I was like, this is the stupidest part. So, I had been playing Fire Emblem's Warriors. I've been grinding like all hell. So it's the first Warriors game, modern Warriors game, that I'm determined to 100% complete. And they're very grindy and they're very stupid, and they're very they're fun games. But usually you stop at a point. But I'm already like 100 hours in, still going. And when I thought about this, I already wasted another quarter of my life. I need to fucking get it together. I picked up the game and just started grinding some more. And then I'm like, Manuel, this is what you're wasting the life on. Stop. But yeah. So basically, I busted a Nyaru. That was my Toho Wonder. What the fuck is that game called? You're playing Toho, whatever the fuck.
Lost Word.
Lost Word. That was my Toho thing. It was like I need to finish the grinding, but then in my head I'm like, when I was done.
What's fun about Toho Lost Word is that it's very easy to play, and I could just put it to auto and just do what I need to do for the day while just grinding on this.
And I guess that, you know, because mobile games
Manuel,
are... Yeah.
Oh, I should say, thank you for helping me feel better about my life, just knowing that you've wasted so much viewers.
See, exactly. It's like, my life is like, don't be Manuel. Don't be me. Take it from Manuel and Michael Jordan. Hopefully you're younger than me watching this and you still have some quarters of your life left. Don't waste them player? Don't waste them playing Fire Emblem Warriors. Moral of the story. Don't play Fire Emblem Warriors. Actually, they're coming out with a new Warriors game called... it's Samurai Warriors 5, and this comes out like at the end of the month, the same day as the Phoenix Wright game, the prequel one. So I'll be playing those. So I need to finish by then, because whether I'm done with Fire Emblem Warriors or not, I'm going to move on to one of those two games. Anyways, depressing. Depressing
Spaghetti.
Depressing spaghetti, yes. Oh my god. And
now I want spaghetti. Fuck you.
Spaghetti. Anyways, oh, fuck spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Have you seen
anyways.
No, so have you ever had a spaghetti taco? Because I know it's an iCarly thing, right? But did you all know that?
Oh my god! Can we talk about? Wait, no! Wait, hold on. Before we go, can we actually talk about the iCarly reboot? Because I actually watched the first 3 episodes.
I'm so upset about that. By the way, not that I think it's bad. I didn't watch it, but when Amazon Prime was having its Prime Days last week, they had all their channels for 99 cents for 2 months. And I was definitely going to get Paramount Plus.
I got in on that.
See, exactly. I was definitely going to get Paramount Plus just to watch the iCarly thingy. And I'm like, they'll finish in 2 months. Like, you know, they'll finish. Because they're doing that stupid bullshit like Disney Plus and Hulu do, where they do episodes, you know, every couple weeks or whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to get in on that. I'm going to do it. And then shit came up. And then I forgot because I was so busy doing other things. And then I was like, oh shit, Prime Day's over. And I didn't get my fucking channels for 99 cents. I'm not paying $9.99 or whatever the fuck Paramount Plus is. So how was the iCarly thingy? Carly? Nyaru?
So the first episode, okay. The first episode was actually really, really good. It was a good introduction. Good, like, comeback feels, reintroducing all the characters going to be mostly relevant for the whole series. And then we got to episode 2 and episode 3 it just went downhill as it kept going. The third episode dealt with the topic of cancel culture. And I won't spoil it, but man,
was it a bad take? Was it a bad take? I wouldn't say it's a bad take. That's a thing. It's just like a bad bad interpretation or like a bad way of like going about it. I don't know how else to explain it. But the first episode though, it actually made me feel really good all throughout. I was like really hyped for it, and then like as the episodes went on, just going downhill, and there's so much. There's a lot of Zoomer references. I will be real with you. Most of the time, I was just like, "Huh? What are they talking about?" And there's definitely a lot of low key political jabs in there too. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people like to say like, "Oh, these kind of reboots." I guess it's not really a good example compared to iCarly because a lot of them just redo the whole show. This is like more of a continuation than anything. But
yeah.
But they're all like, "Oh, the audience has grown up." And I'm like, "Yeah, to a degree they have." But I think more people would just want to see. I mean, you don't want to ruin your childhood like that. Like, I don't know. I just find it weird. It's like, and then Sam's not on it, and I know she has a pretty good reason. I can't remember Sam's actress's name, but she's not on it because apparently
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, there you go. She did not like her time acting. We'll leave her like that. I can go look into that on her own. She did a lot of recent podcast appearances recently about that. But I'm not gonna lie, there was one she did, and the podcast was so small. I was like, okay, I don't want to brag on them, but I'm going to brag on us in a second, so don't worry. The podcast was so small that she did it on, and I even looked. I'm like, okay, I need to see if they blew up because of this podcast, or they were already getting bigger. No, they blew up because of the podcast. And I was like, if only UPZ had his shit together, had a bit more of a following, we could have had Jeanette McCurdy on our podcast too. Because
I mean, we probably still could.
I mean, yeah. Because I don't know what kind of deal she has to show up on there. They might just ask, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll be on there as long as you do it like, by her rules." But I'm like, fucking fine. It's like, let's go. Let's rag on I'll fucking go on about Nickelodeon and what's the guy about the feet? The guy who likes the feet.
Dan Schneider.
Yeah, I'll rag on Dan. Oh, sorry, I'm like got shit in my throat. I'll rag him on Dan Schneider like until the cows come home. Also, it's like I can do this, but no. I'm upset that the show's like. But yeah, I've heard other takes on new iCarly, and they're very similar. I didn't know that the second one's about cancel culture specifically, but a lot of people didn't like it, and I know of. Not to say like I've been trying not to spoil it all totally, because I do plan to watch it if I get a good Paramount Plus deal at some point. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Cancel culture is a funny thing because. I'm not going to get too political here, but I just want to throw this out there. But cancel culture is a funny thing because whether you like to admit it or not, everyone participates in it at some point in their lives, and I don't think they ever stop. Even if they don't like it, quote unquote, don't like it, they'll do it. But everyone also there's kind of like this other shift where everyone's like, "Oh, cancel culture is bad," and then they'll start canceling someone without probably even realizing it. So I don't even think that it's like I just think that cancel culture as a label doesn't really work because everyone does it. It's just human nature. It's human culture. It's human culture. But anyways, that's my hot take. It's like, I'm not even saying that one does it more than the other people. Everyone does it. I've done it. I've done it just like a couple days ago. I did it today. I'm like, fuck anyone who likes Majora's Mask. I'm just kidding. I did post about it. I didn't like Majora's Mask. But I didn't say that everyone.
I mean, you kind of deserve to get canceled. I'll be real with you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There have been times when I'm like, when is Manuel gonna get canceled? But surprisingly, I haven't. I'm surprised too. I have some, not to say how much to go looking, but like, this staging council. Thank God, one thing I will say, and this is mildly off topic, but I will say this because I had this conversation on a DTL very recently. I guess it was 2 weeks ago because when Callie was on. I have never posted anything like racist in my life. I know this sounds stupid, but like maybe you might like think I am because I've never said anything. Like, I've made some jokes on some of the things where it's like, oh, was that racist? But let's be real, those weren't that racist. They're just more like racial jokes. A lot of them were aimed at me or Mexicans because I could do that. But when I see some of these tweets that people post, and I'm like, I don't care if you were 17 or 19 or 20. Like, I didn't say this shit. It's like, what's wrong with like Midwest white kids or whatever? But anyways, that is my political rant. Because a lot of these like famous YouTubers and what's the word I'm looking for? Influencers. A lot of them come from like the Midwest, and a lot of them.
Influencers. Yes,
they come from the Midwest usually. And I'm like, well, what do they teach you there? Anyways, Nyaru, spaghetti tacos.
Yeah, spaghetti tacos were a staple in iCarly. That's why I brought it up.
Did they bring out spaghetti tacos in the new thing?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for it.
It's actually funny because I've never seen the episode where spaghetti tacos are mentioned. I have known of spaghetti tacos. By the way, for those who don't know, because I think everyone assumes this, I've never seen the episode. So for all I know, they reference it that it's not them who made it up. Spaghetti tacos are a real thing. iCarly didn't make them up. Oh, there's Pleiades. Oh, we forgot to mention earlier, Pleiades is going to join us tonight. Spaghetti tacos are a real thing. What did he say?
Nice.
Did he say
nothing? I just
nice.
Very sound.
I thought he said pussy.
He did.
I might have thought it really loud, but that doesn't really explain why you would have heard that.
You don't want to know why I might have heard that. Manuel's still super canceled. If only
Manuel has never not been canceled.
If only you were here a few minutes ago, maybe you would have said something differently to what I said.
We were, yeah. We were just talking about like how Manuel hasn't got canceled despite Manuel being Manuel.
And one of the things
Oh,
I
no, we're gonna make
Oh,
sure
man.
now that he said he doesn't like Majora's Mask.
no,
Yeah.
one of the things I said, I
I swear, half of the opinions Manny has are probably just to stir up like shit.
okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like doing bait posts because I'm bored and I like to post.
Oh, you're that kind of person.
No, but I will say this. I never lie. Like there's much better ways to put. There's much better ways to put some of the things like the things I like and dislike. But when I make my posts, I'm not lying. I'm just like, yeah, I could post this better and ask a
You're
question.
embellishing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just straight up like I'm gonna try to piss people off just because I'm bored. And I'll do
Sounds
that,
about right.
and I'll do that on purpose. Like I'll just like I'll make a post that I know will get people's attention. That I hope will get people's attention. They don't always do. And then I'll walk away and I'm like, I'll let that cook in the oven for a bit, and I'll come back to it.
Just like throw a grenade into a microwave and just walk away, see what happens.
Basically. And like, I don't do this anymore. But I used to love, like especially if I was like up really late, I'm tired, especially if I'm drunk. If it's all these things at once, I'll post the most craziest post I can think of, and then go to sleep, knowing that when I wake up, there will be a ton of comments on it.
So you're telling me you make a shit post before you go to sleep, and you sleep soundly at night,
Yep.
knowing you are stirring up hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people. If your thing goes viral, like on forum boards or whatever.
And there have been times where things have gone like, where people are sharing it and then their posts have all these comments. And I'm like, but mind you, I want to reiterate. I never make shit up. Like okay, you obviously the ones that do the crazier shit, the stuff that makes crazier shit.
You kind of do. You kind of do.
No such thing as bad. Actually, no such thing as bad publicity. Oh shit, casual play.
Oh, there absolutely is.
There's a cat.
Yeah, it's Melina.
Yay.
It's a kitty. It's an actual
Right.
pussy. That there was.
Not gonna lie, like, forewarning, probably gonna be cats just wandering around, so apologies for that, but,
Oh, that's fine.
I see a baby Yoda too.
Oh yes, baby
Yes.
Yoda. Is that for the cats or is it just the baby Yoda just sitting there?
No! I have a girlfriend, which means that I have at least, like, 10 instances of Baby Yoda
Oh
in
my
apartment.
god, she's one of
I'm
those.
not that type of girl.
I know. Don't say. Like something strikes me as Nyaru wouldn't be a baby Yoda girl.
No, I'm not. My mom is.
See?
Yeah.
But real fast, just to finish everything about spaghetti tacos, I've been trying to. Spaghetti tacos are already a thing.
Spaghetti
and-
tacos? What?
Spaghetti tacos.
Yeah, spaghetti tacos.
And I remember having those like that was just some bullshit that I thought even I had created when I was a kid. Cause like, you know, poor, lack of ingredients, spaghetti tacos, spaghetti sandwiches. But apparently that's a normal struggle food.
Spaghetti tacos?
Yeah. But mind you, I think spaghetti tacos
That's from something.
it's from iCarly. Apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whenever I look at spaghetti
Let me
tacos,
guess, point reviews.
yeah, whenever I look, oh, did you watch that video?
Yeah.
The 5.5
I was like,
hour.
I know this, and what is it that Manuel would have run into as well, and that both of us would know? I'm like, oh, okay, there you go, yep.
No, cause
Yeah, I never watched the series ever, so it was kind of just like, this is perfect to just put on the background because I don't know what the fuck is going on, nor do I really care. But somewhere in there,
Me?
the concept of spaghetti tacos got lodged in the back of my monkey brain.
Have you ever? There's this one movie I've been thinking about a lot lately. It's this Christian Slater movie. You might not know who Christian Slater is. He's like this heartthrob actor from the early '90s. He was in Interview with the Vampire and like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But he had this movie that I've been trying to look up for years, and I finally just looked up his discography and clicked on every movie till I found the right one. It's called Untamed Heart. It's actually this sappy love story about this dude who has like a heart condition, but he doesn't want to get a transplant, and he dies.
Very romantic.
Spoiler: he dies at the end. And no one's gonna
St.
watch
John?
this movie. But the big, I remember my mom made me watch it when I was like fucking like 7 or 8, and she cried, and I was like, ah, crap, my mom's crying. This is awkward. But In that movie, the main plot point is that Christian Slater, his heart problem, somebody had told him when he was a kid that you have a problem with your heart because you have a baboon's heart. And for some reason, that's always stuck in my head, like, growing up. And I was like, can people really have baboon hearts? And I think I used to be
You
confused.
can have pig hearts.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
are
was
you
gonna say.
serious?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Like,
they
have
have
it
some of the
able
most
to-
compatible biology or anatomy.
Wait, you could just give
Also, apparently, if what's it called? If the kind of like lore or whatever, like whispering through the grapevine is to be believed, human, it supposedly tastes the closest to pork than any other like animal.
Well,
Is that why it's called like long pork in some?
yeah, I was gonna say
That's exactly why.
Oh.
it actually, yeah, I've heard it's in a lot of languages, but like, in most like Asian languages, it's called long pig or like or like long. Chinese is long pig, yeah. So it's like, I want me some long pig. That's weird. But there was that dude, there was somebody, I think. I think Wang had covered it, but I'd heard that story before. Somebody who had got their leg amputated, and they made tacos out of it.
The foot taco guy.
Yeah. And part of me, he invited his friends over too. And I'm like, I don't know if I would have gone if my friend invited me for that. But I would have been morbidly, I would have gone. I don't know if I would have eaten it. That's the better way to describe it, to put that whole scenario. I would have definitely gone. I would have got my phone out, be like, oh, homeboy's eating a fucking foot. Literally, this ain't a fetish, or maybe it is. I don't know, but
I don't know why. Like, I know it's not. I mean, everybody's consenting in that situation, but for whatever reason, there's like somewhere in the back of my mind where I'm just like, something about this feels illegal, and I feel like if I'm here, I'm gonna get thrown under the bus. But like, it's all consensual. It was his foot, and he was cooking it up, right?
yeah,
I mean, you don't want it to go to waste.
exactly.
Well, I mean, that's a good point.
I'm
That's a very
surprised.
good point.
I'm surprised they let him keep it. Whoever the fuck was doing the amputation, I'm surprised the hospital's all like, yeah, here you go, bro. Here's your foot.
Well, some people, if you ask for like I mean, that's like saying, why do you keep your placenta?
That is
For
weird.
sandwiches.
Ew.
Well, that's what Tom Cruise did, who incidentally was also in an interview with the vampire.
Oh, you're right. He was. It's like it's a cast reunion. They're all just eating people. I wonder where Brad Pitt ate. Because he was also in an interview with the vampire. But
He ate your mom's pussy.
oh!
Oh, shit.
That was bad. You're a monster. But yeah, spaghetti tacos, they're great. Everyone has spaghetti taco. Except if you look up recipes, they sound way fancier than spaghetti tacos I had. I just made spaghetti, threw some sauce in there, and put them in a taco shell. But some of these other recipes are like, oh, dice up a tomato and then get some shredded
Sorry,
lettuce.
you're saying you put it in a taco shell?
Yeah. Spaghetti
Like
tacos.
pre-made biff.
Yeah, like just crunch, and the spaghetti in there.
It drives me insane.
Crunch.
You can apparently
You're
do
on
this.
notice, man.
You can apparently do this with ramen too. Which
Your
is,
Latino
notice.
card's on notice right now. It's like strike one.
oh man, everyone go get some spaghetti
had,
tacos for lunch or dinner.
I went out with somebody who would only ever refer to tortillas as taco shells, and it drove me insane.
Wait.
That would drive me insane too.
Yeah, it's driving me insane just hearing you say it.
Yeah,
There's
I was
so
just
many
like,
things you can do with them.
I know. I was gonna say and other cultures also have tortillas. By the way, just like a normal flatbread. Just like
oh yeah, like none.
yeah. I just find that it's like no, stop. It's not just taco. Like there's so many levels of like no in that statement.
It's like clearly this tortilla isn't even hard. It's not hard like a shell, like a tortoise or a turtle or a snail would have. Therefore, what sense does it make calling it a shell? And oh god, I'm sorry, I'm getting triggered all over again.
By the way, I don't know if everyone knows this, but if you ever buy pre-made taco shells or tostada shells or anything like that, first of all, I don't know if anyone knows this because I had to tell somebody recently. Those are fried tortillas, or I guess they can be done either way, but they're usually fried. A lot of people don't seem to know that, which strikes me as weird. It's not like they get corn, mash it up, and then just like bake. I guess they could do that too, but they're typically just
Well,
fried.
I mean, it kind of is.
But,
like, I mean, you know.
But if you ever get a taco shell or tostada shell or any other kind of those kind of pre-made shells, you have to heat them up again. Like if you bought a package, you can't just start eating them because they'll taste like very stale. You have to either put them in the microwave or hopefully if you're able to, just put them in the oven for a few minutes to crisp them up. Because otherwise...
Air fryer would probably work out pretty well.
Yeah. Or anything that'll heat them up because basically they'll taste very stale. And if you watch a lot of like cough, white people on YouTube making food, like, you know, doing those food videos, a lot of times they'll be all like, why is this taco shell kind of stale and chewy? And I'm like, you didn't heat it up. You didn't heat it up. You just opened a box and just started eating the shell. Don't do that. And the annoying part is, I don't know if it's because they just assume it's ready made, so it's there. I've never seen a package not tell you to do this. Like, it's on the package. It's not like I'm telling you an arcane secret that Mexicans are hiding from you. No, the package tells you to do it. So just fucking do it.
I think it's like a cooking thing more than anything. Because, like, randomly, I was just watching video that some guy made, like, recording, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Matches or whatever, and randomly started talking about, like, oh my god, like, I don't even know how to cook, but, like, he's made this little story about how he made like taco meat, and he thought you had to have like this special ingredient and all these like instruments and like people. Is cooking thought of as like magic by some people? Is it
Yes.
like? There you go. See,
Tacos are the easiest
once
thing
you
to
get
make.
used to it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Tacos are
once
easy
you
to make.
get
I make
used to
them
it.
every day.
What did you eat today, Nyaru? Let's start with you. Did you eat tacos today?
Oh, I actually had enchiladas with rice and beans from this local Mexican restaurant,
Oh, that
and it was
sounds
very
good.
nice. And then in the morning I had Honey Nut Cheerios with milk.
Have you seen the new meme where it's all? I think it's new at least. Where it's all like a bee, like, you know, dies like hours after having sex. So for a bee, it's literally Honey Nut Cheerio or whatever. Was that you, Naru?
That's a fucking boomer meme.
No, it's not a boomer meme.
There's a minion on whatever image that was on.
Yeah.
There was not a minion on it. There was not a minion who told me this. Fuck you. Did you see my post on Twitter? Because I was thinking about this. Well, I wasn't thinking about this. I was literally in a chat. So I should tell you, by the way, I stole a joke from a much younger person. That was a real joke as a Gen Zer made to me earlier.
Rule number one of stealing jokes: you never admit that you steal the joke.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
well,
So now we know you're now even a bigger boomer than you were before.
No, but I was in a chat thing earlier this morning, and they were going on about like how in a lot of, I don't know if I mentioned this to Pleiades and DTL, and I mentioned this other times, but in the U.S., Facebook is the boomer one because like it's been around so long, blah blah blah, whatever. But I mentioned this before, in a lot of parts of Asia, Facebook is synonymous with the internet because that's the most popular site, period, and it's used by young people mainly. And so there, Twitter is seen as the boomer app because only the U.S. and Japan use it, and they only use it to like shit post and be political. They see it as like, you know,
That's not what Facebook is used for.
not
Yeah, exactly.
well, Twitter is just
And,
that.
like,
Twitter is just
And
that.
trying to like hoist your really shitty old beat up coffee table.
I'm sure Nyaru
Like-
knows because Thailand is one of these places. Like, if you go to a lot of Thai,
Oh yeah, they use
Facebook.
like, for everything.
So
I
but
thought
it's
they
like,
use like WeChat or something.
but it's cool seeing young people still using Facebook. Still is what I'm getting at. But my whole point was is I was chatting with somebody and there's like all this argument whether Twitter's actually boomer. And by the way, Twitter has like a very tiny user base. Like it's literally just the U.S. and Japan basically only people who use it. But it's like, is Twitter boomer? Is Facebook boomer? Is Instagram boomer? Is whatever boomer? And so like, no, honestly, everyone's boomer unless you're on TikTok.
Everybody eventually is boomer. Eventually.
No, because basically the TikTok is what the actual young people use, so they're the ones laughing at everyone else. Like, no, all of you are boomers not using TikTok, because TikTok is like hated across not hated,
But
but
no, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with TikTok just being in the quarantine like zone. and all the youngins just stay there. I'm totally
All the
okay with that.
youngins.
For a while, Snapchat was kind of like the hot thing, but then like that just completely evaporated once.
Yeah, whatever
TikTok really
happened to
popped off.
Snapchat? Like I was thinking about the other day.
I still use Snapchat, but only for like my con friends.
I never even. Okay, a couple phones ago when I transferred things over, it didn't.
Phones ago.
Yeah,
Manuel, the phones.
yeah.
Manuel, the place that phones go to die.
I know, a couple phones ago, but like it didn't transfer Snapchat over. It didn't transfer Snapchat over because I guess it was an old version and wanted me to update it, and then I just never did, and I've never put Snapchat back on. I did use it, like I don't want to say I used it regularly, but I did use it enough. So it's probably people who's sending me shit, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Manuel hasn't logged in like it hasn't been that long. I know a couple phones. It hasn't been that long. It's like only been like 2 years, but yeah. Well, I just got a new phone recently. I think I told you, like, one of my phones broke. I think I realized now that I'm pretty sure it's when I was drunk, and like I just broke the actual. I broke the charging thing. I think because like I think I pulled it out too hard or pushed it in too hard. As she said, and I broke the port.
Or he.
Either way, it's like.
Or they.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
I never got it.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is for like 2 more days. Well, one day in like 3 hours, or whatever. But yeah, but hold on. I never understood Snapchat for anything other than lewds. Then it makes perfect sense. Especially like a lot of people like have paid Snapchats, especially through OnlyFans and junk like that. Like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But otherwise, I'm just like, just send me a text message. Or, I don't know, like, it's just like, I don't want to see people's face. Well, maybe it's just for me. I'm not going to make a message and post it up with my face in it. I'll shit post all day and night. But, like, having to record, I'm like, okay, what's my face look like? What am I wearing? Are there any, like, dirty clothes behind me?
That's literally the whole point of Snapchat, though.
No.
It's for people like that.
That does make sense.
Do we want to move on to any of the actual topics?
Yeah, I was gonna say
no, we're not gonna actually have a podcast today. No,
we're not having a podcast.
I will say this. I will say this because they kind of I didn't shit post, but like pretty much all of Peachy Parade got mad at me when I posted this on Twitter. But I don't like Final Fantasy IX. Okay. Actually,
you're just trying to be
actually. Let me back up. Let me back up and start again.
How did that even come up?
Because it's part of the news. It's part of the news. Actually, no, it's not.
I'm sorry. Wait.
It is. They're making a cartoon. They're making a cartoon, a French cartoon. Which, by the way, hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you all. Yeah, they really are. I hate to break it to you all.
Final Fantasy IX?
Yeah, but they're not making an anime. They're making a French cartoon. Because everyone.
Okay, that's basically the same.
I mean, French.
It is.
But like, the point is that it doesn't really matter what it's called. If it's more Final Fantasy stuff, yo, I'm with it.
No, I will say this: people aren't reading the press release at all. They just keep saying anime.
Manuel, quit being negative.
Hold on. It gets worse.
Okay,
There is a part in the press release.
Links.
Hold on. There is a part in the press release that says, they're developing an animated TV show for kids between the ages of like 5 to 11. I think is the exact wording. So.
And
wait, it was.
So
how
like
did I never do this before? Also, I'm amazed that Square Enix recognized the fact that Final Fantasy IX exists, because that is like one of the most under.
Shut up, Manuel. Shut up.
See, that's what I'm trying to say.
Final Fantasy VII got okay. Hold up. Final Fantasy VII, obviously, like that's
good.
That's the chosen.
No,
right?
hey, no. Let me say it again.
In their own way.
Okay, nine sold like shit, and I know.
Hold on. It doesn't mean anything.
It does. It really does.
No, it doesn't.
Actually, it doesn't.
You know what was what performed like commercially released video, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. So,
but it's made it back since.
Clerks.
Clerks is a terrible movie. I'm just kidding. I like Clerks. That's just me being an asshole.
But you know
but
the
hold on.
fallacy. Just because it doesn't catch on doesn't mean that it's bad.
Okay. But Final Fantasy IX, it is the game that annoys the fuck out of me because I swear to God, most of y'all did not play it
the whole way.
Yes, I beat the game.
Did you play it all the way?
Yes. By the way, 9 actually, this is never the part I rag about, but 9 does the most annoying of the last boss switcheroos. Spoiler, by the way. They do the most annoying last boss switcheroos ever in the game. You spend the whole first disc thinking you're gonna fight Kuja, which is the kind of like counterpart to Zidane, but you don't fight Kuja, and then you think you're gonna fight.
What did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
Zidane is the way you officially pronounce his name.
Ugh.
That's the official.
Ugh.
No, don't even get me started. I only say that because it's official. But you know which one actually annoys me is that the character I would always call Titus, his official pronunciation is Titus, and
yeah, that drives me insane.
Because
when they said it in Kingdom Hearts 1,
that's clearly
my brain broke.
That's clearly the Japanese pronunciation, but his name is okay. And I know this because I will say this:
there was a comedian who had a show at the exact same time that Final Fantasy X came out, and his show spelled the exact same way, Titus.
No, well, I will say this:
and all
technically,
tide like the ocean, which is like.
Technically, that only exists in the U.S., I will admit, because there'll be somebody who's going to be like, you know that wasn't his name in Japan. In Japan, his name was Tita. I do know that. His name was Tita, which is a real name, by the way, which is like a name you... I mean, like, it's a name you... It's a normally used name that people have, like, you know, that you give somebody. Like, it's like John, Tita. But
I'm thinking about, like, the big old Hawaiian guy from Rocket Power.
There's actually a lot of Tita. There's actually a lot of Titas I know. There's Tita Cannon from Back On. We do a lot of anime shit. They've been to a lot of conventions.
Anyways.
Final
Fantasy IX cartoon.
Yeah, there's a 9 cartoon. But what bothers me about 9 is that 9... Oh, wait, well, let me finish my switcheroo thing. So you're thinking to fight Kuja, but then you fight this guy named Garland, and then you don't fight Garland at all, you fight this other bullshit.
That's just JRPGs, though. Like,
it's the most badly written one. Also, that game...
They're all the same way.
That game is that game is the game that pisses me off because that's the Rick and Morty. That's the Rick and Morty of Final Fantasies.
No,
because hipsters,
your mom is Rick and Morty.
Hipsters like to say they like Final Fantasy IX.
There are no
hipsters anymore. Like a fucking boomer right now.
You sound so fucking old. There are no hipsters anymore.
Tell them the people like Final Fantasy IX.
Manuel, no, shut up. You are a boomer. Just accept it and let's move on. Anyways, what's the next topic, JD?
I know, what is the next topic? Let's move on.
There's a Legend of Mana
anime,
I believe.
There's a Legend of Mana. Okay, that game sucks. And I defy
it never ends. It never ends.
Has anyone played that game? Has anyone played that game? Because first of all, I don't think anyone's actually played that game. Because that's the PS1.
I'm also not going to jump out the window if I haven't played it.
That's the PS1 Mana game.
I'm not going to judge it if I never played it.
Well, I have, and that game sucks. Anyways.
Oh.
But
JD, what's the next topic?
Batman doesn't go down on people.
Your mom doesn't go down on people. Anyways, next topic.
Godzilla versus... HoloLive VTubers, Akal, Haato, Murasaki, Shion announced hiatus. You want to cry about that, Nyaru? There's more...
Wait, Shion? Shion announced hiatus? Hold on.
Yeah. I actually saw this myself, too. I didn't write this in. I guess JD wrote this in. But I didn't even think to put this in. I just saw VTubers. I was like, hey, that's Nyaru. Yeah, they announced that they're going on hiatus. And if I'm not mistaken...
I knew about...
Is Shion the one that? Is it Shion the one that was also involved in the quasi scandal with what's her face, or is that Haato the one that was involved in?
No, that's just Haato and Coco. That's just Haato and Coco.
Okay.
Shion is a little witchy like girl, and she's like considered like technically the lolly of what do you call it, Hololive, but I didn't know about her. Dang, Mom, check out her Twitter. Checking out her Twitter right now.
Oh wait,
what's this?
Who's in here?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. There's an anonymous Kiwi. Oh, speaking of which, fuck the Kiwi farms. Let's not get into that. But yeah,
Oh, that's not the kiwi I thought you were talking about.
No, it says anonymous
You're talking
kiwi.
about small kiwi.
So someone logged into the outline. It says anonymous kiwi. I'm gonna assume it's GD.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, you're a kiwi.
Wow.
Your mom's a
No,
kiwi,
no, I've
but
had my ancestry done. I am in no part from New Zealand.
Oh yeah, that's what they call people from New Zealand.
Man, oh god. I'm so curious to do that, but like
Hipsters
I don't know, like,
are liking Final Fantasy 7 and 8.
tinfoil hat like just goes off. I'm like that. My genetics are out there forever, and I swear to God, at a certain point, insurance company is going to be like, that man has that kind of gene. That means we're not insuring him, or we're going to insure him for like way more money.
I already have high insurance premiums because of my pre-existing heart condition. Welcome to adulthood.
Bullshit.
Do you have a baboon heart?
What the fuck?
y'all.
No.
Technically, don't we?
Your
all?
face is a baboon heart.
I mean,
Anyways, getting back on topic.
have you ever seen a baboon's ass? They have the weirdest asses ever.
Oh my god. And how does this relate to Hololive?
The whole life's falling apart, but they have like, don't they have like 40 VTubers? I didn't know this until I saw an article about.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Somebody sent me a press
And they're
release
adding,
about it.
they're adding a Gen 2 to EN already.
Oh. Well, oh no,
more.
it wasn't them. It was AX. Sent me a thingy because some of them are going to AX, like going.
Yeah,
to
Hololive EN Gen 1.
Yeah, are going to AX.
Yara, Gura, Mori, and Ina.
So, like, is it like a virtual thing, like
Yeah.
the gorillas, kinda, or?
It's like Nyaru.
It's like what I'm doing now.
Okay.
But what they're gonna do is like I guess like a little talk show and talk about Hololive and do like interview or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they have planned for it because I know the red chicken girl Kiara.
The red chicken girl.
She got invited to this German con and she just kind of like did like I would consider it an interview.
Jeez. Oh, okay.
So, who knows? Who knows what they'll do for it? But I know Nichi Sanji, which is like it's like, I would consider it, it's not saying it in a bad way, but it's just like they have such a quantity of VTubers that I call them the Walmart of like the VTuber industry. Because they have over like, I want to say over like 100, 150
Sanji?
like talent.
Would
Yeah.
Costco be a better analogy?
I think Costco, yeah. Well, I would say Costco because
The
they're still
100
like,
pack.
The
because
100.
they're like on the no, they're like on the equal like playing field as like Hololive. It's just they have way more girls, and I'm surprised they are not bankrupt with them, honestly. But the Nishi Sanji girls, the EN girls that just got announced like a month or two ago, they're also going to be at AX too. So I'm kind of wondering if they do like a big EN collab with Hololive or something. I think that would be cool.
AX Lite's a little wonky
now
in
they have the
general
opportunity.
because they have that concert. Do we have it listed here? Oh yeah, Burnout.
Yeah, I was gonna-
Burnout Syndromes. We've interviewed Burnout Syndromes. I'll plug that when this goes up on YouTube. You can.
The person, a thing, or you just
They're
like,
a band.
generally
Oh yeah,
bringing up
it's
the topic?
oh funny you say that. Okay, so just really short story. So when there was a point during the pandemic where we were looking for things to do, and like we were a lot more active. We had like a spurt of energy towards the end of the year, and looking for interviews to do. And I was asking somebody, "Hey, do you have anyone we could interview?" They're like, "I don't know, man. I only have Burnout." And I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks." And then I kind of let it go at that. Yes. And then like flash forward to a few more nights, and I'm like, "So, did you find anyone else?" Like, I already told you there's Burnout. And I'm like, "No, we literally TLDR, we literally had one of those conversations when I was all like, what?"
Who's on first?
Yes.
First.
And they actually went on
on
further
second?
because they were like, "Oh, it's Burnout Syndromes," and I'm like, "Wait, is this going around?" I'm like, "Is everyone getting?" I know.
This is such a boomer thing of you, Manuel. I'm sorry.
So we did interview Burnout Syndromes though. They're a band. I think that they did they did one of the many openings or endings to Boruto. Boruto, son of burrito, son of Dorito, or whatever.
How many can they even have? Jeez.
Yeah, but
I don't even want to know.
they did a Boruto thing. But Joestars, I think Joestars, they're the Love Live group, right? Oh no, it's Liela.
Huh?
It's Liela.
That's
Oh, Leela?
Liela, yeah, what the fuck? Liela.
Is that a name?
Yeah.
They're not getting sued.
Ayla.
Sorry, it even says in the
Ayla.
notes here. But I can't remember. Who's Joestar's then? Is that a
Hey, you
JoJo?
getting Joestars? Like somebody's getting sued.
That's the family line from JoJo.
I know.
Yeah,
Is it?
that's what I'm like.
Is it
Someone's getting sued here. I don't know who. Oh man.
And Morphonica. I think that they're attached to a game, but they're a Bandori group.
Bandori. They're from Bandori.
They're a Bandori group, but yeah. And I don't know who Asuka is, but I assume that's a person. I assume that's a soloist. I don't know. But so all these people are doing a virtual live at Anime Expo Lite, and my only huge gripe with this is that you have to pay to see this concert, and I'm just like, AX, please.
It's like $5 though, isn't
No,
it?
$5 to
How
go to
much?
AX is 25. I think there are tiers, by the way, because I think you could like do something like. Anyways, $25.
That's
I
a
think
good
is like the
model.
base cost. I think I might be wrong, but it might be higher, but it's definitely at least 25. I only know this because of the press release, and I'm like, why are you charging for this, AX? Like we're beyond the online thingy, and we're beyond people, I think, willing to pay for the online thingies.
Just say, if you don't take a cue from E3, it's like
Yeah, honestly,
Just as a-
maybe. Oh, what were you say?
Honestly, just let
As a
them
point of
figure it out.
clarification, Joestars is a group composed of singers for the JoJo themes.
Oh, so it
Like,
really
it's
is.
three of
It's
them together.
JoJo. It's a JoJo group.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it really is a
Alright.
JoJo
Makes a
group,
lot
by the
more
way.
sense.
But yeah, I can only assume the
Thank you for
Ayla is
that.
gonna bring people. But other than the Ayla, I mean, you might get some of the Ayla stands decide to show up, maybe Morphonica. But I can't imagine this concert
Definitely
pulling in.
Morphonica. Actually, Morphonica is going to be more popular than Liela.
Well, I've heard Morphonica's music because they debuted, I think, like
Very
a year
recently.
Yeah, like only about during the pandemic, I think. Funny enough, because I remember I think the press release got us was the impetus to get us moving towards eventually the Burnout interview and other interviews because
Burnout.
yeah, because when we got that press release from whoever the fuck was releasing it, I want to say it was like fuck, I forgot their names already. It doesn't matter. So whoever sent us that press release, they implied that there could be interview possibilities, and then I think we were like, oh, they're one of the options. Then it just fell through because that shit happens sometimes. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I remember that. My point is, I heard some of the music in preparation for it. Whatever the earliest songs were. And AX Lite to feature a preview of Star Wars Visions, an anthology. Okay, that sounds like Animaniacs. That's not what the fuck I'm trying to say. Matrix. Sounds like the Animatrix. It sounds like the Animatrix.
Animaniacs.
I know, Animaniacs. They're...
I'm not gonna lie, the Animatrix might be my favorite thing to come out of the entire Matrix franchise.
When I was really young. Okay, I was like in junior high. Oh no, I was like in middle school, 6th grade or so, when Matrix and the Animatrix came out, and I went to a Circuit City.
Color movies?
Fuck you. I went to a Circuit City. By the way, I went to a Circuit City. Like, dude, they didn't even know what that is.
That's a callback.
So I went to a Circuit City, and like, I went to their DVD section, and I actually bought.
Manuel, were you riding your pet Brontosaurus to go to the circus?
I know, like, but no, we went to the Circuit City, and the cashier at the like the way Best Buy is, it was like separated into sections. There was a DVD section, and I was buying some DVDs. I think I was buying the Animatrix, so I don't remember for sure. But the Animatrix comes in. So the fuck you. So the cashier at the section rung me up, and I noticed that her little computer section had an Animatrix mouse pad. And I waited till like she was done ringing me up and walked away. I stole the mouse pad.
Wow.
Yeah, prosecute me now, Circuit City. But no, I mean, like fucking like 12-year-old Manuel, or however old I was at the time. Like I stole an Animatrix mouse pad from a Circuit City.
You did it, and you got away with it.
I got away with it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Only steal things from companies that will go bankrupt.
I know. Mind you, at the time, there was no, at least as far as I knew, there was no sign. Since it's still in the 90s, like, they were as big as Best Buy as far as I was concerned.
They're pretty much Best Buy. It was like the like Walmart, and, I don't know, Kroger or some other supermarket chain.
Fun fact.
They're usually regional now, but it's like pretty much like Coke and Pepsi would be a good way of kind of doing the analogy.
In this plaza that had the Circuit City, there was also There was also a Chuck E. Cheese. There was a fucking laser tag place, and there was also, which all have closed down, by the way. And there was also an independent video game store that also apparently sold anime. I only know this because a friend of mine, who I think I was with when I stole the mouse pad, we were going to that store at some point the same day. I know this for sure. We were going to that store later on, and there was a back room at the game store. I think I found out years later that they used to do tournaments there. That store is long closed down, by the way. But they used to do tournaments in the back room.
That's the good kind of back room.
But when I went in there, I'm like, what's going on? What do they have in the back room? And my friend, who was a little older than me, but he was still like in his teens or whatever, he's all like, oh, that's where they play the hentai games. And that was the first time in my life.
Aww.
That was the first time in my life I had ever heard the word hentai. I just want to point that out. Like, I don't think I even really properly knew what anime was. I didn't really know the term. And, like, I had heard hentai. And I was like, what is hentai? And I asked, and my friends all like, you should ask them. And, of course, I knew that he was saying, yeah. And I knew that he was fucking with me. I'm not stupid. So I was just like, I'm not going to. But I'll file that away. And it was, I don't remember when it was later, but it was many years later when I discovered what hentai was. And I'm like, oh, you little bitch. You know? But yeah. Anyways. What else is going on? So yeah, Nishi Sanji.
Also Stone Ocean preview.
Star Ocean? Oh, Stone Ocean,
Stone
JoJo.
Ocean.
Wait, it got a preview?
At Anime Expo this weekend. They're gonna preview it at Anime Expo Lite, AX Lite. So pay your fucking $5.
Oh fuck!
Which, by the way,
Fuck.
I do want to clarify. The concert is paid, but the $5 you pay to Anime Expo, I don't think goes to Anime Expo, because I think that they're trying to imply, I don't remember. I have to read the whole press release. At least some of it goes towards charity.
It's going to I think like they said all of it's to go towards charity.
So to be fair, I want to clarify. At the very least, for sure, some of the entrance fee is. So I don't want to seem like I'm bragging on about that, because that's fine. But I don't think the concert's going to charity. I think that's just AX like, yeah, we need to pay some people. But what else is there? Square Enix anime thingy, Graphonica.
I can't wait for the shitstorm once that series ends.
What series ends?
Immaculate. Stone
JoJo?
Ocean.
Oh, have you read the manga? Is that what you're getting at?
Oh yeah. It's going to be amazing.
I missed. Oh, by the way, this is Pleiades. We never introduced you. No, somebody messaged me.
Indeed, your boy. Pleiades.
Somebody messaged me somewhere else. Like, who's that person on the podcast with you? But oops.
Thank you very much for that, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Thank you, random person who messaged Nanny.
Oh yeah, Tamagotchi's getting a smartwatch. That's my own news there.
I want to see it. I want it.
It's called Tamagotchi Smart. It's just like a watch, which is funny because people in the comments of like the announcement were all like, "Oh, they're ripping off Digimon because Digimon did a watch too recently." Only Japan, only if you know about it. But they did a watch recently, which is funny because they always had a watch in the show. But anyways,
Always, they had like different little things.
But
different devices.
But yeah, they did a watch recently. But I'm like, do you not know that they're done by the same people? Like when Digimon came out, it was literally boy Tamagotchi.
Yeah, it's Tamagotchi for boys. Yeah.
I mean, not to say either should be gendered. Like I loved Tamagotchi even when I was a kid. But
it's like how they did Polly Pocket and
Mighty Max. Mighty Max.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm still pissed to this day that I used to keep Okay, I used to have Christmas lists. Like I don't know if everyone had this. Like my parents and my family in general would be like, write what you want for Christmas, and I would write these lists of what I wanted, and they'd be like, what I really want, what I kind of want, what you can get me, and I'll still be happy about, and here's what not to get me. They told us to write these lists, and I remember 2 years in a row, like when it was big, I put really want Mighty Max, and that's probably a specific set, I don't know, but a Mighty Max thing. I really wanted it. I was like really young, elementary school age, and I never got one. And I'm like, fuck you, Santa, fuck you. Also, that was when I first stopped believing in Santa, because
you shouldn't have stolen that mouse pad.
I know. This is actually a couple years before the mouse pad, so it could have been revenge. But I mean, it couldn't have been revenge. I meant to say.
Well, you knew Santa wasn't gonna bring you like the good shit anyway.
I know, might as well get it myself. He ain't getting me the Animaniac. I keep saying Animaniacs. He ain't getting me the Animatrix mouse pad. But no. I had given a copy of that list to one of my aunts for like, you know, give it to everyone in the family, like we all did this when we were kids. And my cousin was like, "Oh, you want a Mighty Max set?" And I'm like, "That list was for Santa." And I'm like, "There's no Santa." Basically, that was my thinking in my head.
Aww.
Yeah. That was
Just
what I
all the kids who are somehow watching this. There is a Santa.
Yeah, there is a Santa.
Please don't write us. Manuel's just bitter.
As a kid watching this, I have a lot of questions.
I know.
Mostly, where are your parents?
I know. It's like parents. I'll just yell really loud till the parents show up. Like, take care of your kid. We said pussy 5 times in the show already. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But anyways,
Those times wasn't like reference to an actual cat, mine, but you know.
there's this video I love watching, similar to the iCarly thingy. I like.
It's gonna be strange.
No, it's actually not the same.
See the segue?
There's a really good. Oh, it is a funny segue because it's about pussy. But
Oh, this is a video I love watching. I'm sorry, what?
there's a Kimba. Oh, it's not that. It's on Pornhub.com/. I'm just kidding. No, it's on YouTube. It's your movie. Is it? I think it's yourmoviesucks.com. The YouTuber, and it's the Kimba controversy video. And basically he debunks the whole thing. It's this amazing video. It's like 3 hours long. He goes through the entire Kimba series and shows you how it's not how Lion King did not rip it off. You know, all that. And not gonna lie, shit that I believed, you know, is all like bullshit. So, but in the video, he starts showing like funny parts of the English dub of the original Kimba. And there's this one part where he's all like, he goes to the World's Fair in Paris. Like, Kimba the lion goes to the World's Fair in Paris. And the clip is like, this old man is like, Kimba's telling the old man, like, "Oh no, there's a cat stuck in that tree." And the old man's all like, "Yeah, Kimba, you should go up there and save that pussy." And that's a real line from the show. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Even in 1966 or whatever, there is no fucking way. And by the way, the pussy was a slang for that back then. But pussy was slang for that already, by the way. And I'm like, there's no way that they didn't know that isn't some adult like pussy.
Well, like I said, in Tom and Jerry, like they would regularly say "pussycat," and there's like one scene where like Jerry and his nephew are like mouseketeers,
Yeah.
and they're trying to find the cat, and then the nephew cat is like, "Pussy, pussy, 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 pussy."
I remember that, but I only remember the part where he's like cutting up a turkey or something, singing Alouette at the French song,
Yeah.
and then like the cat comes in and he stabs him. He's like, "Touché, pussycat."
Yep.
Manuel was obsessed with Santa Claus and turns his life into stealing from Circuit City. Yeah.
That was the supervillain origin story.
It is. It's like fuck you,
They're
Circuit
not the
City.
fucking Mighty Man. If anybody ever had a time machine, they know exactly how to fix everything.
But no, I never got Mighty Max. Never got anything cool. I did get a lot of Dick Tracy toys when I was young, and I used to love that movie, which flopped terribly.
Oh, we're talking about Dick or
I know Dick.
I guess we're talking about Dick now.
Dick is a Richard. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that. Call him by his proper name, Penis Tracy. Oh, look, there's a different cat. That cat's like darker.
That's Selena.
Oh, same cat. The cat looks darker. But anyways,
No, it's Selena.
Oh.
The other one's Melina.
Oh, Alina. Oh, that's not confusing. How do your cats know the difference?
You know, I'm not sure. The older one definitely, like this one knows her name. Melina's kind of special. She will be super reckless and just run into things and then just scramble to get on top of your lap and everything. So don't know that she knows her name. But if you just make meowing sounds, she will immediately respond in kind.
It was very recently that I learned, like, as in, like, I think during the pandemic, that I learned about the whole meowing thing is, like, a thing that cats develop just for humans. Like, you know, they don't meow at each other. I like how your cat's, like, just posted right down. It's like, yeah, I'm part of this stream, kind of. She doesn't know her head's cut off. There you go.
Here she is. I think she's seeing herself on camera
I know,
now.
she's probably like, what the fuck? There's a cat. Look at her eyes. Look at her eye. But I think I was getting ahead. Oh, what always strikes me as weird. Is like I had a friend of mine. I'm sure Nyaru knows, remembers this whole thing too. We had this member of Ada J who had like a dog, and her dog would answer her in both English and Chinese. And like it always blew my mind. I'm like, I guess they don't know the languages, no sounds, but it always blew my mind that a dog would know how to do tricks from 2 different languages. And I guess as far as the dog knows, it's not sit or whatever. It's just they know to do that to get a pet or a treat, no matter what language it's in. But it always blew my mind. I'm like, her dog is multilingual. But anyway.
Listen, Selena, the cat that just jumped off, like, she knows when it's time for breakfast and dinner, because she will, like, come over and, like, if I'm just sitting in my, like, chair doing work or whatever, she will put up her paw and, like, tap me on the leg. If she does something that she's not supposed to be doing, I just look at her and she looks back at me and she's like, oh fuck, I'm in trouble, and she'll like fuck off. Animals are smart.
Where's your dog, Nyaru?
He actually just scratched the door. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
and right as he said that, he scratched the door.
No, it's actually funny because I was gonna mention, like, back in the days when you first got Yoshi, right? When you first got Yoshi, like, he was so loud on every stream. It was always like every 30 seconds, basically.
Yep.
And
he is so well behaved now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm so
like,
happy.
I have not heard him in a few weeks. It's like, is he okay?
No, he's fine. He's a more quiet boy, and he behaves most of the time, except when I'm in bed. That's when he doesn't behave.
Did you did you see I didn't watch the graduation, but Sakura graduated from HKT48. But
yes, I did watch it. I stayed up for the whole thing. It was actually really good.
The bigger thing is that IZ*ONE, apparently, I think it's CG Entertainment. I did look it up and I forgot who it was already. I'm gonna assume it's CG Entertainment because that's like one of the bigger K-poppy people. But whoever the hell is in charge of IZ*ONE, they were like, oh, we're in talks, but it's like everyone has different management. But they acknowledge that the crowdfunding thing, that if they bring back IZ*ONE, they're gonna fund it themselves. So basically all the people donating to bring back their favorite K-pop group, they're just getting scammed.
I mean, we all knew that.
Yeah, so
we talked about this multiple times.
It's basically been confirmed, though. It's basically been confirmed. Because, like...
they pulled a Shenmue 3?
Yeah! Like, oh, don't even get me started on Shenmue 3. I can't... I played that game, like, not recently, but I bought that game, gosh, I forgot when it was. It might have been a random day when it was just on sale. But I bought that game for the PS4 for, like... no joke, for, like, $9, like, brand new on Amazon. And, I wasted $9, first of all, but I just can't believe that yeah, don't crowdfund games.
Patchwolf.
Don't crowdfund games.
Patchwolf has a video about it, and the title is literally some to the degree of like, I wasted my life waiting for Shenmue 3.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't waste my life. I did watch that video. I did watch that video, and it's funny because the way it ends... I mean, actually, it doesn't even end that way. He kind of spoils it a bit earlier on. It's not a spoiler, because there's nothing to spoil. He basically tells you that when the game ends, nothing changed, and that's true. It's just like, what was the... And then, like, Yu Suzuki, this fucking, like... George R.R. Martin of, like, of Sega, is all like... Oh, we're gonna finish it in later games. Dude, you had a crowdfund this one. It took years to do and no one liked it. You're not getting a third chance at this. That was it. This was your chance to finish it. This was your chance to go out like a king, and you just made another chapter. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he did that.
He's a savvy businessman. I'll say that.
But he's not he can't make a good game.
Yeah, you don't have to. Like, sometimes, like, that's the thing about having a devout fan base, and then maybe this is, like, the jaded part of me, but, like, yeah, no, a lot of times stuff gets left undone, and the end effect, if you're, like, you know, a fan, is kind of like, do they just keep want to like drip feeding us crap so that we keep buying it because they know we'll buy it because like we're invested at this point? But that might be a really like jaded way of looking at it.
I don't know. Anyways, I wasted money on that. I used to love the first Shenmue game. Funny enough, I don't like the second one that much, even though it's like the third one's also in China, but the second one's like all in China. I don't know. I don't like those two games. First one I loved when I was a kid, though. But then again, I'm sure it plays terribly if I played it again now, because there was a lot of like, I'm gonna do this thing. Here's my hand. Let me touch this thing like this. You know, it's like an adventure game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think when you're a kid, a lot of stuff is like it's like at least in terms of that, like you're super cool with the game being like really big and having a lot to do. But honestly, like nowadays, I'm like, take away some of this shit. Like, I want to be able to play this in increments of an hour and then finish this in a week. Like, what is this shit?
Yeah. I remember there'd be summers where I would play an RPG or something, like an old school RPG, and would grind characters. A good example is that wizardry game I mentioned on the Dream Talk Roll thingy, where I got the name Alavic. That game doesn't really have story. It's just like you go through a dungeon and you like, it's like Diablo without a story, but with like person battles. And like I would just grind. I would just grind and grind and grind. Like I would do this for days, like literal days. And I'm like, I can't imagine doing that today. Like, I can't imagine even kids doing that today. Be like, you wouldn't put that into a game.
No, there's too many games. There's too many games, and like, there's also like, honestly, I kind of feel like they're more affordable now than they used to be.
Oh, for sure.
So like, pop on a Steam, get something like $5, $10, something, and like, there's too many options for it to be like. My attention is not going to be committed to this one game unless it is very enthralling.
Go buy Garfield Kart and like, the reviews are all about Garfield's sweet ass and about like the cult and all this other shit. And there's actually this one series of reviews where it's all like, my wife left me because I keep playing too much Garfield Kart. And there's like a series of more replies or like whatever or other reviews that are like, oh, I feel so sorry that about your wife, blah blah blah. And then there's eventually it's like, she came back. And it's all like, yeah! It's like a saga in the Garfield Kart review section. But,
that needs to be a movie.
Modern Train Man.
Yes! Modern Train. Oh, yeah! Densha Toko, I fucking love... no one ever talks about that. Like, that was, a lot of people in Japan cite that as when, like, the term otaku became not a slur, basically, in Japan.
Ah.
Because, yeah, if you never heard about it, it's hold on, scratch my leg. It's a couple mangas and maybe a TV show and probably some other shit. But yeah, it's a story. It's really fast. A story about this anime nerd who like, I forget what he does to me. Oh, he saves her from like some dude who's like trying to like be a pervert on a train, and they go out on dates, and it's like she's like way out of his league, and they become a couple. That's the long and the short of it. Like normie semi high class girl like falls in love and eventually marries an otaku. Yeah, an otaku, like a mad ass. But yeah, and it became this whole thing where it's all like, oh, that's a good love story. We should all go marry otaku. It's like, it was basically like the nerd awakening, but for Japan. When nerds became your cat. I thought that was a person, but your cat was just really close to the camera.
Is that kind of similar to where like how sometimes it's romanticized, like, oh, dude is like, I don't know, like really country or something, but like he's like a big old buff farm guy. And it's like, I might not got good school earnings, but I have very good traditional values, and also I can knit a sweater and junk like that.
And I have a huge penis. Is that what it is, basically? Is that what you're describing?
That's what I'm thinking. There's things here and there that are like romanticized, like very like simplified, kind of like things like that, or like they just like makes it look like, oh man, this archetype is amazing. Just like fantasize, idealize it, and it's like, so real people, there's a lot more fuckery and like bullshit there, but like I guess if you want this fantasy, I mean, there you go,
Just don't be Batman. Go down on women.
I mean, if you want to keep them, yeah.
You missed the argument, though. Oh, were you there when I kept talking about? Oh no, you weren't there. It was on a. Wait, did we already talk about this? Because I feel like this was on a thing that like we did talk about. When I was like, why is that in a kids' cartoon? And then I had to get scolded that Harley Quinn is not a kids show.
That was, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In our last.
It was. I had to get schooled that Harley Quinn is not a kids show. Did you know this, Pleiades? Yeah. I did not know this. It looks like a kids show.
Yeah, I did because I'm like in the know. So.
It looks like a kid show.
Oh, what? Because it's animated, it's a kid show?
No, because it's fucking drawn. It's fucking drawn like it's a kid show. Like it's drawn very boopy.
It's drawn exact same way that Venture Brothers is.
Wait,
like it's the same kind of like presentation.
Wait, Sonic the Hedgehog becomes a VTuber to celebrate 25th anniversary? Sorry, I'm reading some of the things we haven't talked about yet.
Please tell me they used the original Sonic movie models for that.
I know. Sonic.
The alpha cut of the Sonic Hedgehog movie with like the teeth Hedgehog version, I need to see it. That has to be awful.
I'm pretty sure somebody will leak a screener of that. There has to be a screener of it out there because the game they delayed it, so that means that it was kind of getting released already. So somebody has to have a screener.
That's the real Snyder cut.
Hot take, but this is not a normal. This is a kind of a normie hot take. I'm not the first one that said this. And I told Pleiades this before. Like, I hate when Sonic gets compared to Mario because they were only comparable for a couple years in the 90s. And ever since then, Sonic has never been good. Sonic's been okay. Okay, let me phrase that. Sonic's never been great again. Make Sonic great again. Let's do that. Saga. But, wait.
Sonic Mania.
Wait, make Sonic great again. No, that's...
that's
Masaga. Anyways.
Yeah.
I know, Masaga.
Sonic Mania.
Well, okay, Sonic Mania is it's awesome, but it's just a throwback. I don't know, like it doesn't feel like a new game.
No, it's new. There's new mechanics in there. They expanded the areas. It's definitely new.
But like,
if you compare it to like Sonic 3K,
and don't get me wrong,
they took old aspects and then they improved on it.
Like, don't get me wrong, Sonic Colors was pretty good. I liked that game a lot when it came out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sonic Generations was pretty okay, a little better than okay. You know, there's some good games here and there.
Boss was garbo. It was a dumpster fire, but other than that, I had a lot of fun.
But
I'm not gonna lie.
I always found it weird that people would still compare him to Mario, and I'm like, no, that comparison doesn't work anymore.
I don't know how many people are still doing that though. Like, if they are, like, it's like they have to be like 40 years old or something, or like 50.
I agree. For starters,
they're still like stuck in that mindset. Like, cause it's not at all the same
journalism,
thing.
but and game YouTubers, you know, and whatnot. But no, it like when I remember when the Wii U was like before the Switch came out, like pretty much before the Switch came out, even when the Wii was out, there was like, oh, Nintendo should just become Sega or whatever. And I'm like, no. Those are not comparable things. It's like Sega literally failed their entire career. They had one success, only one, and like that's it. Like, you can compare them to Nintendo. But anyways, this is off topic. Let's just come back.
I mean, I made an entire presentation like about the long list of like mistakes that Sega made.
Yes.
Which is like literally that GIF of that guy falling down the stairs over and over and over again.
I want to do a presentation on how like video game generations don't exist. This is mad. When people forget,
it's just like it's different than what we recognize.
No, because
it's actually like the SNES. It's like generation like
they never
5 or some shit.
They never stop coming out. They're always coming out. It was only briefly, sometime in the 2000s, where they actually would like come out in a clump. Like the Genesis came out closer than the NES. Which people forget, the Sega does when Nintendo was not about the Super Nintendo, it was about the NES. But anyways, Tokyo's having its Olympics anyway, and they're stupid.
Yes.
So, apparently, I did not know this. There's like a little like Olympic village where all the athletes go, right? And like that's where they live. And evidently it is a huge fuckfest. Like, it is just fucking constant. And the Tokyo Olympics had to like, I forget if they were like saying like, don't do it, because usually they have like shit tons of like condoms and things like that, I guess. I don't know how I went this long without hearing about this, but there's gonna be a lot of things being caught. I'm not sure how many of them are going to be Delta variants, but yeah, especially like after like a whole year in quarantine. Oh my god.
Yeah, you have to remember you have a bunch of people who are probably good-looking, good shape, prime of their lives. That's what they're going to want to be doing when they see someone else like that fits their compatibility list.
Especially like after being locked up for how much time, and then you don't have to see them again.
You don't have to see them again. It's like love them and leave them.
Or you just see them in 4 years.
What happens in the Olympics, in the Olympic Village? Yeah.
I can't believe they're trying to ban. First of all, I kind of do think they can to a degree, because it is Japan and it's that would never work here because freedoms. But in Japan, they could just limit who actually goes in, and people will listen. Mostly, don't get me wrong, people still won't, but it won't be like I don't think it'd be as rampant as if the Olympics were like in LA or Atlanta or something. If it was here in the US, no.
It'd be popping.
First of all, like, yeah.
Oh god, I pay to watch that. I don't even want to watch the Olympics. Just record everything that happens in the Olympic Village.
You just want a porn feed? What the fuck?
No, not even that. It'd be like, oh my god, it'd be like a huge fucking festival, cars getting flipped. Oh, it'd be amazing.
You just want Squirt Room 2.0 or whatever.
So apparently, that went into P room and com room, and it is just like it is spun off multiple things where it's like, hey, here's a mass room of people doing this other thing for everybody else to hear.
Yeah, Nyaru, Pleiades, and everyone went crazy because they went into was it a clubhouse room where like everybody was just like
it was called, so I think it was Friday night. Yeah, I think it was Friday night. Like everybody can like be audio and all that, and they called it
spaces or whatever,
Space.
right?
Yeah, then they named it Squirt Space, and then from then on, and people were like, and I shit you not, it was just constant stream, no pun intended or pun intended, of like people like taking turns one after the other, just like people would be plugging their OnlyFans, people would like pop in and out. Also, the one of the biggest things that for me, but also it was like great. Everybody was really supportive, even if it's because like you have to get. People were like maybe like a couple seconds or something like that, but all the other girls in the chat were like super supportive, like that was so good, blah blah blah. I'm like, it's a good community. I'm glad y'all have each other. This is great. Also, this has been going on for 3 hours. I hope y'all got PD.
This sounds like the lead up to that story Callie told of detail like a month back.
Wait, what? What story?
The story where she found the picture of someone that was advertising OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Can they hear you, JD? So I can repeat that real fast.
Yes, they can hear me.
Oh, they can hear you. Okay, good. I was about to say because in case they couldn't.
Should be.
Yes. Callie mentioned that Polaroid of somebody's OnlyFans, spread legs and everything, which is insane.
That's a hell of a business card.
It was funny because Pleiades kept asking her what it looked like, and I'm like, Pleiades, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because it's hilarious. Are you kidding me? How, like, I immediately start like pulling out like in my mind like what kind of person would do this? Like, are they shaved? Do they even bother with that?
Are they?
Just is it like a landing strip? Do they actually spread, or is it just kind of like a lazy picture? You know what I mean? It's like, man, this person doesn't want to like actually do this. They're not even putting in the work. Like, what's the lighting like? You can psychoanalyze a lot of shit just based off of like how somebody takes a picture.
Oh my god. Are you okay, Pleiades?
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. I will admit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that Squarespace thing was funny because I was shit-faced drunk and you guys were trying to get me to join it, and I was not gonna join it. I was all like, "Yeah, have fun with that, guys." Yeah.
Highlights of the night where somebody mentioning at a certain point, they asked everybody else in the room, "Could everybody hear my macaroni?"
Wait, they're macaroni bones, or do they mean like?
No, because it's like the whole exactly. Because the joke is like the
Wait, who
fucking
was
vine,
doing that
where it's
sound?
like,
Was that you, Nyaru?
The vine, exactly, the vine where it's like,
Monster.
that's what good pussy sounds like. Almond.
Wait, what?
People were calling it macaroni in the actual like squirt space, and like somebody didn't know if their audio was right or not. So after their turn was done, they asked everybody like, "Could everybody hear my macaroni?"
Oh my god.
Somebody
okay,
else at a certain point.
7:20
Oh, go ahead.
Think about wrapping up.
Oh no, we're gonna keep talking about squirting. 'Cause
No, I
Okay.
want to wrap up soon. No, fuck you.
Squirt, squirt, squirt. Pleiades.
No.
Apparently, there was a bounty or something the other day. I had lost interest, but it was a different space, and somebody was offering like $1,000 or some shit. I don't know for what. But it was at a certain point where it was like, okay, this is spun off onto too many like side plots with like different space rooms. Y'all pulled the Kingdom Hearts. I'm good. I was there for the original one. It was very enthralling.
Eel soup?
I don't need the rest of this.
Eel soup?
There's probably
Mama soup.
and
You don't want to know what eel soup. No one look up eel soup, by the way. I'm not even joking. I'm just
you
fucking
say
with
that, but
Pleiades.
you keep mentioning it.
Because I can't get it out of my head. But just because I can't get it out of my head doesn't mean it should get into anyone else's, because it's disgusting. And once you know what it is, you can never unknow. So yeah, don't ever look that up. And you'll probably see pictures or a video or two, and that's the worst part. Anyway.
Manuel,
No.
the game.
Did I lose it?
Yeah.
Did you know Squirt's just pee?
It's not.
Anyways.
There's actually is a legit study that they did to look up the chemical content of Squirt. It's not all just pee, but
This is going to be a hell of a debate one day.
it's already
This is not the fact. This is not FAP. This is not FAP.
it's already been
I know.
decided. I'll link the study below at some point.
No.
You need to be very specific when you say you're going to link something as a segue to what we were just saying.
I mean, I'm not gonna link like my favorite Squirt, like my top 10 Squirt videos or whatever.
Anyways.
Yes, anyways,
No, who was
Our
making
next
those
epic
noises earlier? I just didn't know who was making those noises earlier.
The macaroni noises.
Yes, was that you?
Yes.
Macaroni in a pot. That's some
I was
wet
like,
ass
who was
pussy.
making those noises? That was the big
Need
part
a
I was thinking
bucket
I
about.
was
and a mop for
intimidating
that
it.
wet
Okay,
ass
well,
pussy.
anyways, let's go. Let's start wrapping it up.
This has been a good episode, and believe it or not, I closed the thing on accident. I'm not going to reopen it because I have to reopen my browser again. I think we covered most of what we were going to cover, which almost makes me worry.
John
Oh, God,
McAfee.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Do you really think he died, or did he pull another stunt?
Okay, so here's okay. So for the uninitiated, John McAfee is what I thought about this. I think that's how people actually see Elon Musk, as like a billionaire or somebody really rich and crazy and does a whole bunch of crazy shit. But he was the ideal of like what a lot of anons on the chans would want. It's like, cool, we're gonna get super rich doing technical stuff, sell a program, billions of dollars, and then go off to a third world country and then just basically reign as a Far Cry villain.
Like I said, like the
with
Kurtz
just,
character.
Local mafia freaking like armed people, basically the police, tons of prostitutes who allegedly would shit on him, possibly in his mouth, I forget exactly which, but through a hammock. Dude was deep into drugs, tax evasion, crazy shit. Like, there are so many multi-part documentaries about this man. He may actually be the most interesting man to have ever lived, or at least like currently. But the thing is, he was constantly on the lam for obvious reasons. And then at a certain point, he got sidelined by, I think, officials from Guadalupe or Guadalajara? Somewhere around there. But basically, it was like, he's fucked. So what he does is like, oh man, I don't want to get extradited to the United States because they're going to pull me in for like some fuck shit or whatever, or they're going to get me over here. So he fakes a heart attack to buy enough time so that he can like go somewhere else. Goes to the United States eventually, because it's better than where he was going to get dragged off to. Runs for president. He was a presidential candidate. That didn't work. Fucks off. And he eventually gets caught somewhere in Spain, where he gets put in a cell. And it's basically like, he's set to like be extradited back to the United States again, so he can actually be like tried for all like this tax evasion he's done. If I get killed, know that I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Wait, is that real?
Or something like that.
Yeah, this is a legitimate tweet.
And then he also got a thing on his arm, a tattoo that said whacked, and also released a crypto token called whacked. Like, I forget the exact like reading of it. But he was, and to say that he was one of those people who shilled shit coins, like how the Paul brothers are doing right now for like the pump and dumps. He absolutely did that. So hence whack. There you go. And then and then I forget if this is exactly afterwards, but then a post comes up on his Instagram with just a big letter Q.
Are you fucking
Huh? I didn't know about this.
Hold on.
And here's the thing. I thought I was being super original. This is something that's been like spread. There's the whole QAnon bullshit is a amazing documentary. HBO has a really good documentary about it, where it's like a bunch of like shitlords and it's like who's Q. Whoever did anything involving with to stir shit up.
I feel
John
like
McAfee.
No, I feel like he intentionally did that as his one last shit post, just
Exactly.
to stir up the world for the rest of like humanity.
People are like, oh, he's like Epstein. They killed him because they didn't want like him to tell about all the billionaire Satanists and all that shit. It's like, no. He's exactly the kind of person who would publicly say, hey, if I kill myself, know that like somebody else did it. And then kill himself intentionally.
What the
just
fuck?
to stir the pot.
You guys, on that note,
This got pretty morbid.
yeah, on that note,
He won.
if Pleiades kills me, I want it to be known that it was actually Warren. I'm just kidding. There, full circle. Yeah.
What is it?
Anyways, I guess we can wrap it up here because I mean, like, that story's still developing.
Wrap it
more,
up
but we
like an
probably talk
Olympic
about it.
condom.
It is.
Wait,
Mhm.
an Olympic
You said
penis.
I think what is it? Netflix has a John McAfee documentary called Gringo. Amazing.
Ooh.
OKI on YouTube has a multi-part documentary on John McAfee too, and he has
Ooh.
interviews with him. Also another great way to get it, because like that also touches on a lot of the stuff that he did as like before he got big, and
Mhm.
even before he like busted out with McAfee like the antivirus. If that wasn't made abundantly clear, he was the one who like had a big part in it. He constantly would get fired from jobs because he would come in like drunk, high, just like the biggest asshole. So
He was Pleiades.
Should have just learned to sing or play guitar.
I don't know that he did either. But he definitely did, like, wind up coming up with some sort of chemical compound that was almost like an original drug that basically made him super paranoid and also super horny.
Like your mom. On that note.
Let's actually wrap it up.
I'll go. Who burped?
Unlike McAfee.
Who burped?
I probably never wrapped it up.
Did you burp?
Probably me.
That was a weird, like you were choking burp. Anyways, like your mom. Anyways, tomorrow we're playing.
I'm hungry. Let's go.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons Chronicles of Mystara. Hopefully, if not, then we'll do Wild Arms again. But I think we're doing Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't heard from Snacks, which is the reason we didn't do it last
He
week.
posted
So.
in the chat, like, while we were in here.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see what happens, and then with that, and then on Thursdays nothing, Fridays nothing, Saturdays CTL. JD will be on that one, Pleiades will be on that one, Warren will be on that one, Molly should be on that one, and I think that's it. I might be missing someone or two, but yeah, and then that's it for me. Nyaru, what's new with it too?
So tomorrow I have 2 streams, all in honor of Coco, Kiria Coco
Oh, you're
from
right.
Whole Life, because she is graduating Thursday at 4 in the morning for you guys, but it's 5 in the morning for me because I'm an hour ahead. I'm gonna be doing a special Asa Coco themed karaoke, and then at night I'll be doing a Coco special appreciation stream with a VTuber talk and a lot of other great VTubers will be talking about like how Coco inspired us and everything. Thursday I'm going to be crying because I'm playing Thursday for a special lost word. I'm going to try to get Suika, and if I don't get Suika, like I said, I'm going to cry and probably play mainline game after that. So you know what, I'm going to waste 500 gems 500 gems. I'm gonna waste 500 gems for this bitch, and I better fucking get her. Friday, I have an interview with Power Nielsen, which is a really great superhero VTuber, and he's very cool. And then Saturday, me and Yoda will be doodling our depression away. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Awesome.
Pleiades, when are you streaming? You're not streaming, are you?
Not this exact moment, but fingers crossed I get, like, fired, and then I have all the time in the
I'll
world.
get fired. Fingers crossed
Let's
I get
fucking
fired.
go!
But no, Pleiades is working. Hopefully, you're working on it. In a couple weeks, I think 2 weeks. It's already been a week, so about 2 weeks from Friday, it's DT Drink Talk Roll. We're gonna be doing a D&D podcast, a role play podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how y'all take to it, just because of like the way I do things. But I think it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, and on the technical end, I'm gonna watch a couple. I'm gonna watch more. I've watched a couple. I'm gonna watch more and try to like get some ideas on how to like steal ideas on how to make the stream work, as opposed to us just playing. But we'll see.
Listen, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk. Manuel's
I've also thought about like different things. Yeah.
Anyways, that's everything. This has been a fun episode. Nice return to form. Next week we should be live again Tuesday 6 p.m. Pacific, and all that good shit. Thank you all for coming and watching. There's a decent amount of you right now. Thank you, Pleiades, for showing up tonight. Thank you, Nyaru, for
Thanks for having me.
for not canceling 10 minutes before we go live. Sorry, that was just a funny little knock what happened last week.
Fuck you.
and there you go. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, GD. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Love you all. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Twitch, like, comment, subscribe. Patreon.com/JDConnections. Love you all. Can't do any of that. Just watch. Peace out. Bye.
Bye bye.
And we are off.